Hello, hello. It is day 121 of 365 days of my raw suspending disbelief journey. Today, I believe, I'm going to do the math quick. Yep. I'm pretty sure that this is exactly a third of the way, maybe tomorrow, because it's like a point something percentage, but we're basically at one third of the way through this year. And that is incredible. That is such a milestone. And I'm definitely feeling like there's been some struggle to record every day, to reflect every day, but still sort of maintaining that I'm going back and reflecting on those days, even if I miss them, and get them up later kind of thing. But I want to so really quickly, for as far as like business goes and how things are flowing there, I have started pushing through manually all of those emails that got paused for a while there. And that's a pain in the butt, but aside from that, I'm everything is sort of normal and going the way it's meant to go. And um it's my day for business hours for my or office hours for my business membership, which is always a fun, flowy, fast paced kind of a day. Um, but yeah, so aside from that, aside from like just sort of today energy, which is just sort of a regular, like nothing out of the normal. I do want to reflect on the first third of this year. I think that is, even though I'm reflecting daily, I also want to reflect in a bigger chunk here. And I have to say that I have come so far. I have come so far. This month is um not this month. This sort of shift. Well, yes, this month. It's okay. Gathering my thoughts. um there has been such a shift from like everything always being a struggle, and not seeing the positives coming in with it because I was resisting the struggle, to now, things are still a struggle a lot of the time. Even it's not even, rare, but it is. I can also see the positives coming in at the same rate as the negatives. So like there's this shift, this massive shift towards those protons now tying up with the electrons instead of um, it being all electrons and me resisting, and then more electrons coming for the next manifestation and me resisting and more electrons coming, right? Like that's sort of what was happening before. And now I'm like feeling this balance of, um, but just between the two of like, yes, there's sort of these negative, perceived anyways, negative things that are happening, although I do fully believe that they are all in my highest good, and that they're, you know, things coming into alignment, things falling away that aren't aligned, all of that. So there are some negatives, but it's also, I can really see that truth of why it's in my highest good and that it's for the best. And um, see how even that it's bringing me the good things. For the most part, there are some that aren't clear yet, but I trust that they're coming. I trust that that clarity is coming on why these things needed to happen in order for things to be in alignment in my life, in what we call shamanically right relationship. Um, for everything just to sort of be in balance and be how it's supposed to be, and be working in the highest good of all, myself and others. So definitely feeling uh that shift. I'm also, with everything else that's been going on, I've sort of gotten sidetracked from there's been some big things that have been coming down the line, which are really, really exciting. And one of those is last summer, I had paid the first installment on a speaking spot at UCLA. And I had this credit sitting because I wasn't able to continue to make those payments. I was struggling hard, right? I was between homes. It was all of these things. So, um, had to put that one on the back burner and was given a credit that was supposed to last a year. So for the last month or so, I've been trying to figure out, okay, what am I going to use this credit on? Sort of back and forth with the person who runs these speaking events, trying to see what would be best. And I recently had a call with his, I don't know, assistant, secretary, whatever, who helped me sort of figure out which ones we were going to focus on. And I was looking into applying for a grant to cover some of the expenses of most of these because they're not cheap. It's usually in the $4,000 to $5,000 range. Because there's a speaking spot, there's a book chapter, and there's all of the publicity part of it, and they cover all of that, right? So it's all covered in it, and it adds hugely. Like can put best-selling author with your name. You can put as seen on this place, this place, this place with the video that comes out of it. You can repurpose your video from your talk, all of these kinds of things. So um it worth it in my book, but also not cheap. And feeling that deadline looming was kind of like, I don't know if I'm going to be able to continue making installment payments on something. Like this might just be like, is there a course I can maybe use, whatever. But when I finally talked to his assistant, I found out that there was actually a speaking event coming up in October, and it's local to me at a local university, like a worldwide, like a worldwide known or world class whatever university, but it's more local instead of in a different country where then I also have travel expenses and all of these things. So I I perked up when I heard that, and it was like, okay, there's a book, there's a speaking thing, there's a this, that, the other. And I was like, okay, I'm going to look into grants. I'm going to see what I can do, see if I can make this happen. And I actually heard back just in the last 2 days saying that the guy who runs these, and you guys, I don't know why. I have no idea why this happened. I'm just accepting it as a manifestation and gift from the universe that this happened. But the guy, and I think maybe just because it's down to the wire and they had some spots open, and most of the time it's harder to fill at that last minute timeline. But the guy who runs them offered me like a $3,000 discount, or a little over $3,000, and like said, if you can pay this difference, then you can have this spot kind of thing. And I was like, oh my gosh. Like it wasn't cheap, but it was within range, right? It was something that didn't feel completely out of range to me. Now, I had a repayment plan going this month for my mom, and I was supposed to send her this massive chunk of money today when I had my double benefit payment coming in because of last month's being missed. And I reached out to her and just said, like, hey, can I short you by this much? Because if I can do that, then I can accept this speaking gig. I can be on stage. I can, fulfill that dream. I can do the book chapter, like all of these things. And she was like, yeah, you don't pass up on that. Go for it. So, um, incredible. Like, again, I'm so grateful for my mother for the fact that she has lent me all this money, that she's flexible with me. I still was able to send her most of it, but it made it so that I was capable of paying for this spot immediately, paying for that difference. And that I don't even know how massive that's going to be, but I officially secured my spot speaking at this university in October and having a book chapter and all of this stuff. So I am floored. I'm floored by how far I've come, right? From the beginning of this suspending disbelief challenge, where I was just at such a rock bottom place, um, and deciding that I was not going to allow that to be my life anymore, right? And to now, um, I'm going to be a public speaker. I'm going to be a published author. There's so many pieces here, and I'm just like so blown away. And excited by the prospects and by the shifts and by the clear, like it is so clear and obvious the momentum that's building. All month this month I've had more sales coming in than usual. Yes, I've been crazy actively selling, but also having gotten my platform to the point where all my stuff is in one place and I can actively sell it all helps as far as that goes. So it may not be something that's sustainable as far as like dropping a new offer every day forever goes. But this month, as I've been working on the back end pieces as I drop the front end stuff, this month has really shifted things financially. I don't know whether I will hit my 8K goal, but I already know that I've surpassed what my months have been for a long time. Aside from, my one-off, like where I had my 5K day kind of thing. But it was this, it's just been this massive shift. It's really been a massive shift into being so clearly on the right path. That even when there are these really hard things happening, there's also these really amazing things happening, and the money is coming and the success is here, and I am going to be on stage and I am going to be in a book, and all of these things. And it's just like, holy crap. And it's right at this milestone, right? It's right at this, 1/3 of the year milestone. So, or of the 365 days milestone. So that is really interesting to me, really intriguing to me, that unblocked sort of right on the same day as this 1/3 of the way milestone. So yeah, finding this all fascinating, absolutely trusting I am where I need to be and feeling like it's an amazing place to be. And yeah, that's what I have for you guys today. So I will talk to you all tomorrow.